Hey everyone, this is Pete, and today it's time for another Atari ST game. This time we're looking at Continental Circus, a 1989 conversion of the 1987 Taito arcade game, developed by Bill Cornt and Pete Hickinson of Tech Software Development for Virgin Games, with graphics by Mark Edwards and music by Ben Dalglish. Continental Circus is a Formula 1 style racing game that places a slightly greater emphasis on realism than some of its contemporaries. Notably, you'll have to pull into the pits to repair your vehicle if it gets damaged, or to change your tyres if the weather turns sour during a race. It also features a bit of an unconventional structure for racing games of the era, in which you not only have to beat the clock to complete a race, you must also reach a particular rank by overtaking opponents. The game is pretty universally well received back in the day. Most reviews, including one by my brother in issue 42 of New Atari User, formerly page 6, from February-March of 1990, noted that while it wasn't doing anything especially new by racing game standards, it was all round a very competent and well put together game. Particular praise was given to its smooth frame rate and its good sense of speed, and most reviewers agreed that while it wasn't quite arcade perfect, it was probably as close as we were going to get on the home computers of the day. I remember enjoying this game a lot back in the day, even if I wasn't very good at it. So I'm looking forward to seeing if I've improved in the intervening years. Let's have a quick look at the packaging and then we'll go play it. So this is the boxed copy of Continental Circus. This is the very copy that my brother reviewed in New Atari User. Virgin Games had quite loud packaging at the time, and this sort of checkerboard pattern on the background was very distinctive. It really makes it stand out on the shelf. So on the front we got a sticker that says Virgin Santa, don't buy that, buy this and win £30,000 worth of prizes. And then on the back we've got some screenshots and a bit of blurb about the game. So what does it say? The quest to qualify as a Formula 1 driver. Experience all the thrills of the arcade original as you stretch your driving skills to the limit. 8 international circuits have to be conquered in a series of grueling races. Are you up to it? And then what have we got inside? We've got a little slip of a manual on rather hard to read paper because it's got that checkerboard pattern in the background. But let's see if we can read that. Take the challenge. The Continental Circus consists of a series of 8 races, each run on a different track in a different country. To complete the series and earn the right to compete at Formula 1 level, a driver has to enter the circus and finish races according to a qualifying position set for each successive track. In theory, failure to qualify on a single track spells disqualification. The whole sequence of 8 circuits has to be started again from scratch. However, drivers entering the circus are given 4 lives or credits. Should you fail to qualify on a track, you can exchange a credit for the opportunity to compete in another race on that track, instead of being forced to return to the first race in the sequence. So yeah, this is an arcade game. It gives you a limited number of credits, so you can try again basically. In the original arcade game, you would have had to put another coin in, and if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I played the arcade game, but I think there's a certain point in the arcade game where you can't continue. But I don't know if that's implemented here. You just get 4 credits, I think. Then along with that, here's the Virgin Santa thing that was listed on the front cover. So free games this way, Virgin Santa, discover why. So what does it say? Here we go. Virgin Games have decided to become a Santa and hand out £30,000 worth of fabulous goodies. All you have to do to gain from Santa's generosity is buy any 3 of these games: Shinobi, Continental Circus, Double Dragon 2, Silkworm, Gemini Wing or Ninja Warriors. Some of those we've seen on this series a few times previously. Simply collect 3 tokens, you'll find one in each game, and send them to Virgin Games. The prize draw will take place on the 29th of January 1990. And there were 5 first prizes of £1,000 worth of software, or an Amiga or ST rather, plus £500 worth of software. 10 second prizes of £500 worth of software, 20 third prizes of £250 worth of software, and 1,000 runner-up prizes, any one of the 6 Virgin Games arcade classics mentioned earlier. So you buy 3 of them, you could potentially get any one of the others as a runner-up prize as well. And then in there we've got the list of all the games and their prices. Oh, and a bit of blurb about all of them on the back there in case you're not familiar with them. So yeah, a lot of arcade conversions around at the time. Virgin's arcade conversions were actually pretty good on the whole. Double Dragon 2 wasn't amazing, although in retrospect, the arcade game's not that amazing either. So the Atari ST version isn't a terrible recreation of that. But Continental Circus was a particularly good one. It's not completely arcade perfect because obviously the arcade machine was more advanced technologically than the home computers of the era, but they did a pretty good job. So let's go take a look. Let's go play Continental Circus. Okay, here we are with Continental Circus, presented by the Sales Curve, distributed by Virgin Mastertronic. So yeah, a whole mess of publishers and developers involved in this. Developed by Tech, who we've seen a couple of times previously on this series, and Virgin Mastertronic, who's the sort of the main publisher associated with this. So let's begin. Press 5 to start. Credits 5. And it will then take a moment to load. Because why load the whole game when you could just load the title screen and then load the game afterwards? Alright, so our first race is in Brazil. Our current ranking is 100. And by the end of this race, we need to rank 80 or higher. 5 seconds. And off we go. So this is fairly standard business as usual for a Vanishing Point racer of the period. Up to accelerate, fire button to change gear, and you can release the accelerator to slow down a bit. And it's a game where it is worth doing that, because collisions in this game are bad. They're not quite as bad as they are in pole position. Oh, there we are. So you see, now I'm smoking. And that's what happens if you clip something else while you're smoking. You get the pole position fiery, flamey death. So yeah, also if you don't pull into the pits when you're on fire, you will explode after a short period anyway, so you need to take care of that, really. This has not been a very good start. So that's how the pits work. I didn't mean to pull in there, but I crashed into something anyway, so... And you see that the timer doesn't keep running while you're in the pits, which is nice. But you can get overtaken... Oh, damn it. But you can get overtaken by some rivals. Yeah, absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. I'm definitely not going to waste a continue on that. Let's give that another go. So it's now loading the consequences. Anytime you're ready. So no, I don't think we will continue from there. So it shows you how far around the circuit you got. when you inevitably fail. Right, let's try and do a little bit better than that, shall we? I was bad at this game back in the day, and it seems I'm still bad at it now. But let's see if we can't do a little better than that. I do like the music in this. It does a lot to set the mood. Alright, now much more carefully. That's better. Go, just take it easy. Let off the gas a little rough for those corners. And stay out of the way of the rivals. It was very much the letting off the gas part that I struggled with as a kid. Because I, as I'm sure many others did, assumed that when playing a racing game, if you weren't holding down the accelerator for the entire time, you were doing something terribly wrong. Nice. Now we're flying. And there's the finish line. So yeah, you see, we ranked 71st now. We only needed to hit 80th. So if you can get a bit of a head start like that, that actually makes the subsequent stages a little bit easier, because you can just concentrate on completing the race rather than trying to overtake as many dudes as possible, which is nice. So for this second stage, we head to America, and our qualifying rank is 60. So if we had stuck in... There's a note stuck there, isn't there? Hello. So if we had only reached the minimum required rank at that previous one, 80, we would have a lot more work to do in this race than we're going to. So this should make life a little bit easier. Not a lot, but a little bit. Let's see if we can handle this one. Ooh, carefully. Oh no! That's not what I wanted to happen. But it's okay. It's okay. We've got time, we've got positions to play with. Nothing to worry about just yet. Carefully. Carefully around these guys, just 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Oh, are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? Roll over the line. Roll over. There we go. Okay, so we've lost a bit of our head start. In fact, we've lost all of our head start, but we made it through, just. Just rolling across the line as time expires. Yeah, I'm always a fan of racing games that allow you to do that. It's always a bit disappointing when you have a racing game where the timer expires and you just immediately stop. Right, I only need to gain 10 ranks in this one, though. But it looks like there's a few nasty corners in this one. So let's be careful. Right, welcome to France. And we're off. Right, just 10 to get past. That should be easy, right? Oh no! That's not gonna help. Get out of my way! Come on, checkpoint. Oh. Look at the flag girl. She's so disappointed in me. That was a really short race. That's why you only have to make up 10 ranks, because it's really short. That makes sense. Okay. So we finished the race, but we didn't meet the qualifying conditions, so we're going to have to use a continue for this. I believe, anyway. Yeah, there we go. And endure a bit more of the loading. This is the only downside of this game, is all the loading. But, you know, you come to deal with it. You come to deal with it. There is a hard disk version of this game that has been converted by Peraputnik, who is sorted out all the hard drive images for use with Ultra Satan and stuff. But I found that version has a few graphical glitches here and there, so I decided to run this off the floppy disk version. Oh, that's interesting. When we continued, it took the rank that we were when we finished. So in theory, it should be even easier to complete this race now. Let's get past these jokers. There we go. Now we are in the points, as it were. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. 10 ahead of schedule. And it only took one of our credits. Yeah, you know what? Letting go of the accelerator has revolutionised my play of this game. Honestly, when I was a kid, all racing games like this, I played with the accelerator jammed forward for the entire race and then wondered why I kept crashing. It's remarkable, really, isn't it? Right, time for a not very authentic Monaco, although it does have the tunnel, I believe. But aside from that, don't expect any sort of authentic looking scenery in this one. But we do have a nasty wibbly wobbly course. We are already in the position we need, though. Aside from those two who will always overtake you right at the start of any race. Oh, you dick. No. Well, there goes this race. Because, you know, old school racing game, one crash and you're probably fucked. But let's see. Checkpoint! Come on, roll over. Roll over it. Roll over the checkpoint. Roll over. Ah! Catch this. Well, I made up a position anyway. That's a start. And that track didn't seem too horrendous, actually. The map made it look like it was going to be awful. But I also didn't notice the tunnel. Was there a tunnel? Was I just not paying attention? Right. Let's try it again. Yeah, those who've been watching me struggle through Atari ST games for a while will recall some things I've said about racing games in the past. One of which was that I was absolutely obsessed with racing games that had hills in them. And obviously, when this came in for review, and it was a racing game that actually played pretty well and had hills in, I was thrilled. Because this is genuinely good. You can hopefully see why this is such a well-regarded Atari ST game. It's ranked pretty highly over on Atari Mania. It's a game that people often bring up when they're talking about good Atari ST games. It's a really solid racing game. And like I say, the things it does a little bit differently are what make it stand out. Uh-oh. Rain. So the rain, as you might expect, affects your handling somewhat. So ideally what you should do is pull into the pits and change your tyres. Which I'm going to need to do anyway because I'm on fire. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, normally what you're supposed to do when the rain comes is pull into the pits and they'll change your tyres, and that will negate the handling problem that you get from rain. But what happened there is the rain started after I'd already passed the pits. You'll notice I drove through the pit lane and it didn't automatically stop me like it normally does if you need repairs or anything. That was just unfortunate timing. But as it turned out, it worked out all right. So on to course number 5 now, Germany. So we are ahead of ranking schedule again, which is good. But can we make it through this one? There's a horrible looking corner towards the end of this one, so we better watch out for that. So let's just concentrate on clearing this course, because we're already in a good position rank wise. We need to slow down to stay safe. We slow down to stay safe. Checkpoint! That's a really satisfying checkpoint noise. Come on, we're nearly into the top 10. Nice. I mean, we're down to the wire every time, but we are making it over the finish line. Sputtering over with an empty fuel tank. Right. I think it said there were only 6 courses, didn't it? What does it say? Oh no, there's 8, not 6. I was going to say, you have to make up 30 positions for the last one. All right, bring it on, Spain. Again, we're nicely ahead of schedule, so we don't need to worry too much about overtaking people. So if we need to slow down, we slow down. Out of my way! I'm ranked first! And yet there are still people in front of me. It's pole position all over again. This is genuinely the best I've ever done in this game, by the way. So I hope you're thrilled to be here on this ride with me. Look at that, 10 seconds to spare. And we've beaten the high score. I reckon we got this in the bag. Unless these last two races are nightmarishly difficult. Like I say, I have a feeling that in the arcade version, I think in the last race you can't continue. So if you mess it up, that's it. I don't know if that's implemented here. Or indeed, if I'm making that up completely. What on earth? Alright, well, 10th or better, and we were in first place, so sorted. I like how the bits of music are getting shorter and shorter as the game goes on. It's like Ben Daglish like, ah, fuck it, no one will ever get this far. Let's just do a tiny little jingle. Concentrating now. As I want to beat this. If I can beat this today, that'll be very cool. Hey. Oh no! Don't catch fire. Please don't catch fire. I'm on fire. I may have been on fire and out of time, but I still won. Right, I think... Is this the last one? I think it might be. Alright, gotta get third or better. Fingers crossed. This looks like a tricky, complicated course. Although, I'm not sure how represented these maps actually are. Because Monaco looked like it should have been nightmarish, but it wasn't. Alright, let's see. There's some lovely colours in the sky there. No, no. Right, I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful with that pit stop in there. But let's see. Oh, and now it's going to rain. There's a checkpoint. Oh no! That's not good. No, it's all over. It's all over. Unless we can continue. But I guess now is the moment of truth, where we find out if we can or not. I suppose I could look it up in the manual. We've got time. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you can't continue in that last race. I wasn't making it up. Okay, well, we nearly got to the end anyway. And that is absolutely the best I've ever done in that game. Yeah, it doesn't actually say in the manual. Doesn't actually say in the manual that it doesn't let you continue in that last race. But I guess that is the case. Oh well. Never mind. Like I say, I'm pleased with what I achieved there, because genuinely the best I've ever played that game. And top of the score table to match. So a couple more practices and I could probably nail it, I reckon. But yes, we won't worry about that too much for today, because we've spent half an hour playing this already. So yeah, it was Continental Circus, a really good racing game for Atari ST. One that I'm very fond of, one that I'm still very fond of, as it turns out. So yeah, if you are investigating the Atari ST's library for yourself, be sure to spend a bit of time with this, because it's not perfect, as you can hear from the from the glitch sound effect that is still playing in the background. But it's good. It's a damn good attempt to recreate the experience of the arcade game, and it's an arcade game that I haven't seen converted recently. I don't think this has come up in Hamster's Arcade Archive stuff or any of the Taito compilations that have come out recently. I could be wrong. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's not a game that I've seen show up recently, so it'd be nice to see the arcade version again at some point. But for now, this is a very acceptable substitute. So, just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.